Welcome back to another deep tactical breakdown. Today we're following a full-length battle in the German Tier X heavy tank, the E-100, 10,800 damage, 8 kills, and a well-deserved victory. Not because of flashy moves, but through clear decisiveness. Strengths and weaknesses of the E-100. Before diving into the battle, let's set the stage. The E-100 is not an agile duelist or a flexible frontline skirmisher. It's a slow, heavily armored juggernaut, built to anchor flush strength. Strong. Turret when angled properly 750 alpha, with good module damage large, HP pool minus 2,700 base excellent. For side scraping and holding corner psychological pressure, enemies hesitate to peak weaknesses. Weak lower plate. Easy to punish when exposed poor mobility. Repositioning is limited long reload. Every missed shot is a huge setback. Weak gun handling. Not reliable at long range large silhouette. Easy target for RD and TDs. To succeed in this tank, you must control the environment. You're not reacting, you're dictating. This match is a textbook example of how to fully utilize the E-100 strengths armor, alpha damage, and positional control while minimizing its core weaknesses. It starts with the player committing to a heavy flank early on, a decision. That proves decisive later. Unlike mobile tanks that can shift roles mid-game, the E-100 is a commitment vehicle. Once you choose your flank, you don't leave. And here, the player shows a deep understanding of that truth. He moves toward a corner engagement, where his turret and side armor can work to their maximum effect. Instead of pushing forward aggressively, he positions behind slight terrain dips and hold down angles. When enemies peek, they eat 800 plus damage. He doesn't shoot first, he waits. And in this tank, patience is firepower. What's especially impressive is how he uses patience as a weapon. Most E-100 players fall into one of two traps. Either they YOLO with all their HP, or they sit back doing nothing. This player finds the exact middle ground, slow advance, constant pressure, letting the enemies break themselves trying to push or escape. Now let's talk a little about the development history of the E-100 super heavy tank. Historical context: by the final years of World War II, Nazi Germany faced severe logistical and industrial challenges. Its armored forces were made up of a wide variety of complex and resource-intensive tanks, such as the Tiger I, Panther, and Tiger. II to simplify production, logistics, and maintenance. The German army initiated the Entwicklung series, E-series, a plan to develop a standardized family of tanks with modular components across weight classes. Birth of the E-series and the E-100 project, the E-series, included designs from E-10 light tank destroyer to E-100 super heavy tank. The E-100 was envisioned as a potential successor to the Tiger II and a direct rival to the Maus, Germany's most massive tank project at the time. Unlike the Maus, which used an electric drive system and a complex suspension, the E-100 would use a more conventional torsion bar suspension, making it simpler to produce on a large scale. E-100 technical design weight: over 140 tons main armament, 128 millimeters or 150 millimeters KWKL 38 cannon armor, up to 200 millimeters frontal protection top speed, projectile approximately 40 kilometers per hour. On road, the turret was intended to be similar to the Maus turret, but smaller and lighter, possibly with improvements in combat efficiency, project cancellation, and capture only one. Prototype hull of the E-100 was ever constructed by the Adler Work Company in Frankfurt. Late in the war, the tank was never completed, and no turret was ever mounted. In April 1945, British forces captured the incomplete hull at Hausenbeck, Germany. The hull was shipped to the United Kingdom for testing, but the project was officially discontinued after the war. The E-100 never entered mass production or saw combat. It remained a prototype of theoretical potential. The E-100 in World of Tanks and World of Tanks, the E-100 is featured as a Tier 10 German heavy tank. Following the E-75, Wargaming completed the design fictionally by giving it a large turret and the option of a 128mm or 150mm gun barrel. It plays as a slug, heavily armored brawler with powerful alpha damage and great side-scraping potential, a spiritual successor to the Tiger II line. The E-100 never fired a shot in the real world, but in World of Tanks, it has earned its place as a battlefield legend, a fortress on tracks. At this point, we see LarryJOintCZ holding position on the central flank. His allies are thinning out. The map control is slipping, but Larry isn't moving. He's anchoring. The E-100 is not designed to chase. It's designed to hold. And in this moment, that's exactly what it does. He tucks into a shallow ridgeline with a burnout wreck to his right, using it for cover while maintaining full turret control over the approach. The enemy pushes forward with a heavy. It's a bait peek, but Larry doesn't take the shot instantly. He waits. He tracks the turret across slowly, reading the opponent's movement. When the enemy commits and exposes the hull, he fires. Another enemy appears on the left. It's a medium tank, probing the side. This is where most players start falling apart. They panic, try to cover both angles, and lose both. But not here. Larry doesn't reposition hastily. He simply adjusts, slightly rotating the hull to force both threats into a single fire lane. This is textbook area denial. He's not relying on speed. He's relying on geometry and patience. The medium makes its move. It tries to outplay him with speed, but exposes its turret in the process. The E-100 is ready to out one shot, 730 damage. No panic, no rush, just efficiency. Now the third enemy, another heavy, begins to push. This one is healthy. Confident dotted rounds the corner, expecting a free shot. Larry is already pre-aimed, already loaded. He swings the gun, fires, and deletes the threat. Second kill. Secure dot at this point, it's a 1 versus 3 situation on this flank. But none of the enemies are pushing anymore. They're damaged, cautious, hesitant. Dot why? Because Larry has already shown them the consequence of aggression. Each shot has been calculated. Each reload has been covered. They've lost tempo, and now they're reacting to him.
One of our tracks is damaged.
Now, the battlefield feels different. There's no chaos here, only control. And that control comes from decision making. Larry didn't bounce around. He didn't rotate away. He held and made the enemy pay for every inch stopped by now. He's sitting at over 10,000 damage with 2 kills and full control of his zone. This isn't flashy gameplay. This is discipline. This is E-100 played at a high level, slow, patient, and brutal. Now let's talk about how to fix E-100 weakness. Weakness 1, long reload 15 seconds. Counter, only shoot when it's worth it. Don't take low percentage shots. Pre-aim corners where enemies are expected to peek. Don't rush your aim. After shooting, fall back behind cover or side scrape. To avoid pressure during your reload, not always anticipate. What will I do during reload? If you can't answer that, don't shoot. Think like a battleship. 1 shell equals 1 opportunity to shift the moment. Weakness. 2, huge size and profile counter. Terrain usage and cover play use ridges. Hard corners and buildings to cover your lower plate and hold dot avoid open areas. You're a bard on tracks. Artie and TDs will love you dot angle your hull slightly when possible to increase effective armor thickness. You don't hide. You anchor and control space around you. Weakness 3, weak lower plate counter. Hull angling and reverse side scraping away is key. Your lower plate behind cover. Use reverse side scraping when retreating on flat ground. Try to park behind terrain features or dead tanks to hide the weak spot. No matter how thick your armor is, 1 weak point shown equals 700 HP gone. Weakness 4, slow mobility counter. Pre-planning and zone commitment decide your flank before. The match starts, and commit to it. Watch the lineup. Don't go city if your team has no support. You're not flexible. So don't try to be reliable. Be the wall. Poor map read equals wasted tank. Weakness 5. Low gun handling, accuracy count. Close range engagements, and calm aim. 100 shines at short to mid-range. Don't snipe. Your gun isn't meant. For pixel shots, don't let your reticle fully aim in. Missing a shot hurts more than waiting in E. You don't DPM enemies. You delete them. Summary. Play to the tank's nature anchor key. Locations? Don't chase fights. Pre-aim and punish. Don't snap shots. Side-scrape and angle. Don't brawl on flat. Open ground, control the fight. Don't follow the chaos. The E100 is not for running. It's not for reacting. It's for owning your zone. The moment you turn your turret, your whole flank should feel safer. The E100 is not a flexible tank. It's not fast. It's not forgiving. But when used correctly, it becomes one of the most dominant anchors in the game. First, understand this. You only choose your flank once. There is no rotating later. Go where you can use hard cover, limit exposure, and support your team's push or defense. Once there, your armor becomes your greatest asset. Use reverse side scraping. Always. Hide the lower plate. Angle the hull. Your turret is strong, but don't rely on it without cover. You're not an invincible fortress. You're a bunker that punishes mistakes. Now, the gun. 750 alpha means every shot counts. But a 15-second reload means every miss hurts. So, no snap shots. Wait, aim, punish. You don't out-DPM enemies. You delete them when they make a mistake. Your job isn't to chase damage. It's to control ground, to lock down angles, to draw fire so your team can move, and the E100 thrives. In late game, if you preserved your HP, you become a deciding factor. 2 shots, 2 kills, and the flank belongs to you. This tank rewards patience, discipline, and smart positioning, not reaction speed. It's not about flair. It's about impact. Play slow, play solid, and make every move count. That's how you win with the E100. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated this kind of detailed tactical analysis, feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more skill-based breakdowns. Stay sharp, play smart, and I'll see you in the next one.